Hi Virgo, this is your monthly horoscope for July 2019. What's left of the the last 3 weeks of July, basically. And I'm really interested in doing this monthly horoscope for you because I'm a Virgo myself, and I don't know about you, but the end of July was super rough, and then the first week here of um, July has allowed me to kind of put myself back together again. Um, so that, I mean, it's the 6th of July today. I've tried making these monthlies for like days and I just couldn't do it. I was just like, I can't do it. So something in the energies changed to allow me to kind of put myself back together again. And if you felt similarly, there's a reason for it. So the first thing is that on the 2nd of July, we had a total solar eclipse in Cancer. It was a new moon in Cancer. So a new moon is when the moon is totally black and it interrupted and it blocked out the sun. You could see it in South America. I've made a separate video on that. Have a look at the meaning. I go into more depth. And we've got another eclipse happening on the 16th of July. I'll make a separate video on that too. But the most important thing for you guys to know, Virgo, is what house it took place in. And this eclipse took place in your 11th house of hopes and dreams and the public sphere and being seen and being in the limelight and friendships and connections. So yeah, that makes so much sense because I don't know about you guys, but at the end of June, some of my hopes and dreams were just shattered to smithereens. It was like, it's never gonna happen. And then this eclipse comes along and it just kind of gives you this nurturing, loving energy of Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is the mother, okay? So Cancer is very mothering and nurturing and there, everything's going to be okay. I love you, you're loved, you're taken care of, everything's fine. So that took place in your 11th house. Also on the 2nd of July, Mars, the male principle, went into Leo and it's gone into your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. It's there with your ruler Mercury at 3 degrees in Leo. So the first week here of July has been about really regaining your strength and really getting your power back. On the 4th of July, Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, joins the Sun in Cancer and the North Node in Cancer in your 11th house. So you know how to take care of yourself, especially when it comes to you with other people. So taking care of yourself so that you have something to offer other people, or taking care of yourself so that you can nurture and heal other people. You know, you can't give something away that you haven't got. And I think the end of June really took it out of you, and the first week of July has been like about recharging your batteries and giving you that energy back. Now, the bad news is that tomorrow, on the 7th of July, Mercury, the communication planet and your ruler, goes retrograde until the 31st of July. And whenever we have a Mercury retrograde, we have problems with communication and transportation. It happens a lot. It happens 3 times or 4 times a year, okay? So if we were to totally shut down business and everything we did every time Mercury was retrograde, we wouldn't get very much done, okay? So you continue on with your life, but it's little blips like, oh, the email was sent to the wrong person, or the taxi didn't arrive when I ordered it, so I was late to the airport, that kind of stuff. But it also gives you a new opportunity to communicate in a different way than you're used to. And you've got Mars and Mercury in Leo in your 12th house of spirituality. Excuse me. So the strongest element on the day as well is Earth, your element. So if you have a spiritual life that's kind of lukewarm, if you're like, I try and meditate and I try and connect with the higher realms and all of that, but it's really boring. It's like, I don't get much out of it. I quiet my mind, but the whole point of meditation, first of all, guys, I don't think anyone really loves to meditate. And that's why the key is to find something that really is easy and that nurtures you and that makes you feel like you're connecting with something bigger that genuinely cares about you. That's the whole point. And with Mercury retrograde in Leo in your 12th and Mars, let's do it, let's go, at 3 degrees, communication and new beginnings in Leo in your 12th, you have the ability to really start a relationship with the higher realms that's going to be passionate and fiery, and that's going to burn away your reluctance, your discomfort, your indifference, your apathy, because it's going to appear in your life like a phoenix, and it's going to cause you to have a reaction of, wow, I really care about this, I'm really passionate, let's go, let's do something about it, I've got a whole new perspective on things. So don't see this retrograde as a negative thing. It's in retrograde until the 31st, and it allows you to look at your spiritual life differently. On the 16th, we have the second eclipse. This is a full moon in Capricorn, but it's also a partial lunar eclipse. So the moon is full, but part of it is going to be blacked out, not particularly spectacular. It's not like a total, sorry, I'm putting down the planet. I'm such a Virgo. Yeah. Okay. It's not like a total lunar eclipse where you can see the whole thing being blacked out and it's spectacular and wonderful and magical. This is just going to be partially darkened a little bit. Okay. So a full moon is usually the time of the month when the moon is able to kind of shed its energy and to go, I'm letting go. I've reached the pinnacle of where I'm supposed to be this month. I'm letting go of all of my work and energy, and I'm showering you with it. Now, because it's interrupted via the eclipse, the energy is going to last for 6 months. And it's on the south node, so it's about letting go of things. And you have Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Capricorn sitting on either side of the moon. And it's about letting go of the tendency you have to work at your relationships, especially romantic relationships, or to work to have fun, or to work to make things romantic or special, or to work really hard to conceive a child, like to take things super, super seriously in that area of life, and to say, okay, if we want to have fun, we've got to plan the day. 8 o'clock, wake up, orange juice. 9 o'clock, we're in the cars. 10 o'clock, we're at the theme park. By 11 o'clock, we have to have been on 3 rides. We're going to get the VIP tickets so we don't have to queue. Fun, fun, fun. Then we have to laugh at 12 o'clock. You know, like you don't have to schedule every aspect of your life, and you don't have to be so severe about making things wonderful and fun and spontaneous for people, because that's literally counterintuitive. You can't plan spontaneity. Spontaneity is something that just happens. And also, if you're someone who is really struggling, like if you've, joking aside now, okay, if you've had a miscarriage and you want to get pregnant, you want to start a family, and you're now scared, next time you conceive, what if I lose this baby again? Okay, you're going to be able to let go of that fear of, I have to work to make this happen. So I only have to drink organic juices, and I've got to get acupuncture, and I've got to get lots of rest, and I've got to make my body a temple so that I can carry this child, all the way to birth, and that I can create this super baby. It's going to allow you to relax a little bit, and it's going to help you to realize that things like childbirth and love and death and us being here, all of those things are kind of miracles that are beyond our control anyway. So the lunar eclipse, the full moon in Capricorn on the 16th, happens in your 5th house of romance and relationships and fun and children. So it's going to allow you to be less controlling in that area of your life, and to just leave it to the universe. If I'm going to fall in love, I'm going to fall in love. If I'm going to have this child, I'm going to conceive and I'm going to have the child. There's nothing I can really do about it. So you let go of control somewhat, okay? Which is always nice, because when you're in control, there's claw marks at the edge of the table, and that does not feel comfortable. On the 19th of July, your ruler Mercury retrogrades back into Cancer in your 11th, but now it's joined by the Sun, Venus, the North Node, and the transiting midheaven. So it's in retrograde, but you're nurturing yourself and you're nurturing what you have to offer the public. So it's kind of like 6 month, and specifically here in July, a time of plugging yourself in and recharging your batteries and saying, do you know what? Charity begins at home. I'm going to take care of myself as well as other people. I'm not just going to give, and burn myself out here. That continues until the end of the month when Venus goes into Leo and it joins the Sun in Leo and Mars in Leo in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. So by the end of July, you're really going to feel recharged. You're going to feel powerful. You're going to feel like you can take on the world, and you're going to gallop into August saying, okay, bring it. Where's the stage? Where can I be in the spotlight? How can I overcome the obstacles? Where can I fight the good fight? Where can I, bring the most of myself to this situation so that I can resolve it? I am Captain Problem Solver, okay? That kind of energy. Ends July. So I hope you have a wonderful month here. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. I look at life purpose, vocational aptitudes, and I also use the tarot and numerology in my personal readings. So if you have any questions, audio reading on gregoryscott.com. Have a wonderful month. Kisses to you, and I'll speak to you next month.